guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. We got Silent Mike, Nadim, and I'm Bart. And today we're going to talk about something super niche. What matters more?
Niche or niche?
Nietzsche. That's where I learned my psychology.
Dots or total? Or Wilks, for that matter. Like, is the coefficient more important, or is the total, the absolute total, more important?
What is dots?
For the new homies out there, Wilkes, Dots, St. Clair, I believe is
Oh
the
yeah,
other
that's the
one.
St. Clair.
And that might be weightlifting. I don't even know anymore. Are basically just different fancy formulations they use that take your body weight and the amount of weight you lift in a competition.
Age too.
And they throw it in your, what is your TI-81?
And gender.
And they throw it in your TI-81, age and gender.
85, 6.9.
85. That's your weight?
No, they just use a different TI.
Oh, dude. The
The new
TI-81,
one.
though, you can write boobs and you can also play
right,
like
right.
Mario on it, I believe.
Yeah.
And they put it in there, and then it gives you a score. It's basically how we score this silly sport of lifting weights. I don't know, man.
To compare
Weight classes, or even
And
within the
genders.
weight classes, yeah. And so you
all
can,
in one.
And it's
Yeah.
a way, oh, actually I do have an answer, dude. I told Nadim my answer. But basically it's a way, yeah, you can compare someone who weighs 300 pounds and someone who weighs 100 pounds, and you can kind of make them go head to head.
And someone that's 50 and someone that's like 19.
Yeah. You know the answer, and I think Bart's gonna like it.
What?
I think we get rid of them.
Dots?
But then we have, I don't know if we get like an ESPN, like an official one, or we maybe within the federation, maybe it's refs or judges. I think we do a power ranking, like a pound for pound in the UFC.
The fuck is that?
You know that, where they literally basically, don't act stupid on here, sir. Where they take like, they rank Bones Jones versus Cejudo.
How?
And it's basically like who you beat, how clean your shit was, et cetera, and it's more of a subjective ranking.
But once I come in first meet ever, I just beat everyone. Will I have a high power ranking?
If you whoop their ass, maybe, yeah.
In the
Or it
absolute
depends
total?
what meet, where.
In the
Who?
total?
Who was there? Who showed up against you?
Do you
But
beat
I'm
everyone in
1,000 pounds heavier than everyone. My total.
At your meet or versus the year?
The best meet?
And who showed up though? The best?
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Then my power rankings, it matters.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Because Cejudo, it depends on who he beat. If Cejudo didn't fight good fighters, but he's still the champ, then his power ranking goes down.
But I think the argument is getting a higher total versus Dots comparing from this meet to someone else's, from a woman to a guy to a meet a local one, but he got crazy Dots compared to someone else.
So Dots tries to make it very objective by math, and what I'm saying is we should go slightly more subjective, like power rankings. So that's how they do.
But that's not even the same sport. Like, if you have a sport where a person needs to beat a person.
Okay, no, I got you. So they do
lifting,
it in,
but do they do that in track where you're beating yourself, you're beating your own score?
They do it in basketball. They do it everywhere.
But you're beating other people.
But you don't have to beat the same people to still be ranked against each other. That's my point.
But at least you're talking about where it's like how they dominated against other people, right? But those other people had a direct result on how well you did.
Yes.
Right.
So it's like a basketball player can guard you and how well you got around them. Same thing with a fighter.
Yeah.
Compared to a powerlifter, it's just you and the weight.
It is slightly different, but in powerlifting, we're still going head to head if we're trying to find a champ.
But also theoretically, a powerlifter could sign up for a world meet.
Yep, and no one shows up. That's
No
my
one
point.
shows
Right.
up and still set the world record.
Right.
So whether or not they have competitors doesn't matter. So I think one that applies more would be like track.
So, but
Like whether
agreed.
do you break the human barrier or not?
So my comparison then to UFC or whatever would be then what like generation you're fighting in, right? Like Cejudo beat a certain caliber of fighters based on who was around that league that time.
But that's like the Michael Jordan, LeBron James argument.
A little bit. And so to me, that's what on a micro scale powerlifting is. Who showed up when and who didn't show up.
Because if you want to go more subjective, I'd be like, who has more style? Does Russ Swole like dancing after he does conventional?
I'm not going that far.
Is that a better conventional than someone who fucking lifts and then goes, yeah?
I'm not going that far, but I wouldn't be going against how easily they crush their weights, or do they kind of hit shit, right? Because obviously the referees make the call at that meet, but post meet we can make a judgment like. Dude,
But that's
that
even
didn't really
difficult
call.
because there's people that can easily lift something the same way, and then you add 5 pounds more and they can't even pick it up off the floor.
Yeah.
Compared to someone that grinds everything and like it moves all slow from the thing. So
I don't mind, because I think the repercussions of all this thing, besides maybe the Arnold, and I don't know any other thing, because nationals it doesn't even matter. You're only winning against your weight class. Yeah, they'll have a best lifter, but like the repercussions aren't there. The Arnold, I think there's cash for the top dots. I guess I say this all because, and maybe people don't know, that within the dots and within the Wilks, there's still biases.
There's
And
still
that's the
biases.
issues, right?
I feel like dots should only be looked at as a very fun way to compare people.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be looked at who's the best.
But that's the answer.
What?
That's what they go to for the answer of who's the
That's
best.
what they go to for the answer, and that's where all the drama is happening now.
That's also how they reward the lifter of the day.
Right.
And I think that's a fun thing.
Where they
Oh,
have,
lifter
like,
of the day.
Because then
But
those guys get 10 G's. They get a
So
big
that's what I'm
paycheck at
saying.
the
I
end.
think
that's
the
where
Arnold
it's-
is the only one that matters like that because it is money on the line. All the other ones, there's no repercussions. It's kind of a fun thing. And so for me, if there's already bias built in, so what we mean by that is because of the calculation, I'm no mathematician, I'm a college dropout, but because of that, the thing, certain weight classes, like I believe Wilks gave big guys and like little women a little bit, not like little women, but lighter weight class women, a little bit of an advantage in the calculation. So to me, it's not fully objective anyways. So might as well just let my eye choose.
I always like it kind of like the UFC approach champion. There's two. Who's the most dominant? Who's been like holds the champion and who's been able to like hold that for a while? And who is the current champion?
Yeah.
Right? Both have respect in terms of like, okay, this guy has been the guy, right? He's constantly thinking, even if he loses at the end, he's been a dominant fighter for so fucking long. But they obviously age out.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
So to
and
that-
then you have just whoever gets first at a high level competition, right? Because you could get first at like a local one,
Yeah.
but your total still doesn't beat the guy who gets first at the national one when everyone is there.
To that same note, I think part of the issue is literally because our sport's too small. So something like the Arnold, I might be wrong here, so don't quote me, but I believe the winner with the 10 Gs, 5 Gs, 1 Gs for 1, 2, 3 is based on dots and like the best of the day because we don't have enough funds to pay out every weight class. Where the UFC, you could pay out every weight class, right? You're
Yeah.
a champ in the
Oh,
weight
I
class,
see.
you're getting a prize pool.
Yeah.
But
they also have fight of the night too.
no, for sure, there's bonuses.
Yeah.
But we should do that too. So we
I
should
see.
do.
So pay every weight class
Every-
and also
We don't
like,
even have enough
lifter of the day or whatever.
competitors to show up.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
we don't have 20 really good heavyweights in powerlifting. We have like 5 or 10, right? And then it's a huge drop off in the weights and talent. If we had enough competitors and enough cash to pay out each one and a bonus for biggest deadlift and a bonus for biggest bench and a bonus for biggest lifter, now none of it would matter as much.
To Nadeem's argument, I also think if we're gonna have the goatness type of conversation, I
Yeah.
think that would be like who's hitting 27 white lights per meet.
Oh yeah, how clean it all is.
Yeah, if someone is hitting
Yeah.
fucking a whole year
Yeah.
of white lights,
But
and you're
that's also on another extreme. It's like who's judging at that one. That's even more subjective.
more subjective.
Yeah, because then it's like,
Well, the
okay,
referee, there's more variables.
There's
Not
more
about
variables,
subjective, there is
yeah,
more
yeah.
variables.
but it's like as long as I think it should just be who got the most lifts then, not lights. Like did that lift pass?
I see.
Because it's like imagine one judge is constantly.
Why do they
like,
gotta be white lights?
Because it's the best.
Is there a black light?
I didn't say it.
It's hard to see.
Red light?
Red light goes danger.
Yellow light?
No one likes yellow.
I think yellow should be like, okay, watch it next time. Like I'll get you next time.
Slow down, bucko. Yield. I don't know the answer. There's got to be a fucking engineer or mathematician out there that could make a fair formula.
I also think we're having like a conversation that's just really hard. Like, I think emotionally, just raw, you see someone pull 1,000 pounds, it's just like, holy fuck, right?
Yeah.
But then
But they could lose.
But then you want to have this whole logical
Yeah.
thing. You're like, no. But since I weigh like 110, like my 600 pound pull is just the same.
The thing
You've
is,
heard
it's
the argument, no weight classes in the jungle?
So you would have 0 weight classes for.
But
strong-
that
like
argument's
strength
only
sports?
made by big guys. No little person's ever made that. No
But
lighter
that-
weight
yeah.
class ever made that argument.
But I think it's
But
the
yeah,
little
I'm coming
guys that
down.
are also like trying to find. It's just everyone just trying to find a like a formula. But it seems to only favor the 100 kilo, 110 kilo. That's where it's very prominent, the Wilks. And then like it drops down to a little bit lower weight classes. You never see anyone in like the mid range and the end ranges.
Yeah.
That it
Well,
looks
that-
like it seems to favor.
Right, because probably way back in the day, I don't even know. I don't think in powerlifting, but I'm sure in life, they would always just do like a multiplier. Like Bart lifted 3 times his body weight, and I lifted 2.7 times my body weight.
I
right?
think that's actually way better because it's easier.
But it's impossible nearly impossible for a 400-pound dude, because then Eddie Hall only did a 2 times body weight pull.
That's his bad. He needs to lose some weight,
maybe,
and then get back on the scoreboard.
So that would add,
because dots, like if you can't do the equations like just on your phone or in the gym, I think it makes it too difficult to understand.
If you wanted to go body weight multiplier, it would add a large pressure and dedication to your off season.
Yeah.
If a small guy or female was like, I'm stronger than you, I'll fight them.
Yeah.
And be like, who's stronger now? Even if they're a woman.
Yeah.
No, beat them up?
No, that's bad. Guy only. Women, I'll be like, you're 100% correct. You've been through a lot more.
Hit me.
But like for a guy, like I'm like, okay, what does this really mean?
Yeah.
Right? You're never gonna get that. Right? It's the same thing. You're born with your genetics. You're born with certain things.
Born
it's
with
always,
a small dick.
You have what you have, right?
I know. Don't blame me.
But
you might have a good dots though with your height.
Great dots, small cock.
Yeah.
Good personality.
And that's where it's like
that's the same thing.
Dots is basically saying
I have a good personality.
It doesn't size doesn't matter. It's about the motion in the ocean.
That is the argument.
That's dots.
You pussies.
Because that's like saying like my dick's pretty big for someone that's 5'8".
Yeah, really.
If I was 6'3", it'd be really small.
It's above average flaccid.
That's really good.
Yeah, but no one cares. But no one fucking cares.
Dots is
a big soft dick.
I like the body weight multiplier.
Yeah, big soft dick
with
and a
ED,
small hard dick.
With ED,
yeah,
compared to a small dick with perfectly function.
That's fucking huge.
Or average.
How about this? Let's say some guy deadlifts 10 pounds less than you.
Yeah.
But he's 100 pounds less than you.
Right.
Would you think he's stronger?
So
the thing is, I respect
that's
everything.
where like dots is kind of needed.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you went head to head.
But why are you comparing it in the first place? There's weight classes for a reason.
For sure, but I think it goes back to what I said is that the prize pools in our sport's too small.
And people want to figure out the greatest of all time.
Yeah, because if you go to the Arnold then, and we go only based on total, you're going to win because you outpulled him by 10 pounds, but he's 100 pounds less than you?
No, but
that's lame too.
No, I think it should go by weight class. And I'm like, okay, say there's a $20,000 prize pool, right?
Then everyone wins $50?
Yeah, that's fine.
We're all going to McDonald's?
That's fine, because they're just, I guess, but it's like.
That's the hard part.
You could be the best powerlifter in the world, and if they switch the formula, it changes, right? So it's like,
they've never changed the formula that drastic that it's done that. That is the truth. It's not been that drastic.
But that's why I think the body weight multiplier is cool.
But if we used Wilkes, Dots, St. Clair, whatever, John Hack's winning. He's winning all these competitions he's won. It's going to happen.
I think it should be a Royal Rumble after the meet.
They fight?
Yeah.
What is it? Tables, ladders, and chairs match. That was my favorite.
I'm sure Rey Mysterio won one. Did he ever win?
Nah, he's okay. I think that the tables, ladders, and chairs is Christian is really good, and I think the Hardy Boys were really good at those. Big fan. I think they did something like this and then backflips.
So thank you guys for watching this very unproductive conversation.
Dots and Wilkes are needed despite all the garbage I said earlier.
I think this argument that we just, or the talk we just had is literally
the internet.
This
we were just the comment section for sure.
But this was the answer. There is no definitive. That's the thing. You cannot compare it that accurately right now.
Right.
You know what we should do?
You know who's the baddest?
We need to bring a judge in here, have them wear the polo shirt, and then we just throw all these random abstract hypotheticals at them.
They won't know.
And then see what happens.
Yeah, they won't know. Because Heather Connor's the strongest human on the planet. Shout out.
Are you sure?
Based off what?
Sarah Connor?
Dots?
Sarah Connor.
Because of Dots or Wilkes or what?
I don't know. I haven't looked, but I bet you.
Maybe.
She pulls 450 and she weighs like 20 pounds.
Is she going to win the Royal Rumble after?
Oh, she's tables, ladders, and chairs champion.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.